Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's video blog. We are Sunday, April 24th, 2016. 1 week away from me taking a pause in these weblogs as I will need some time to be accommodated, accustomed to my new schedule, which will be a professional schedule and which obviously won't allow me to be up at 4 a.m. Because right now it's 4 a.m. We are Monday morning, but it's really earlier than most of last week's video vlogs. For one reason, I'm really fucking tired. I really don't know why. I mean, I have a little idea, which is that I slept for 4 hours earlier this morning. But anyway, yeah. So, the main theme will be about football because boy howdy was there a lot of football and man am I pissed off. So first off we're gonna talk about the real football and some results that kind of make it sure that Marseille is going to be is not going to be relegated. First off, well, there is Marseille who drew 1-1 against Nantes in a mostly empty velodrome, like there were 19,000 people, and a protest during the match by the ultras in front of the stadium. So really good ambience. Own goal by Nkudu, who I don't know. Some people say it's his head, some people say it's his back. Sorry, there's a mosquito in there. I don't know where he is. Yeah, but there's definitely a lack of communication. Like, he was going for the ball despite the fact that Mandanda was obviously going to catch it and it shouldn't have been dangerous. But it put everyone in a very bad situation. Also, Yassine Bamou can go fuck himself. Sure, what Romao did, he shouldn't have done that, but that's pretty much him. That's pretty much what he does. But Bamou, he rolls on the floor, like he waits for at least 2 seconds after getting hit in the back of the knee before falling down to the floor, and then when he's on the floor, at one point he just stops writhing, and you're like, and he's he feeling better, and suddenly here he goes again. What an asshole. I just wish he would have gotten a red card on the thing he did to Manquillo, because despite the fact that Manquillo was obviously going to block him, he pushed him, and that was very much deliberate. So either you don't say anything or you give a red card. And when I say you don't say anything, you don't say anything to him, and you give a yellow card to Manquillo because he was the one doing actions that were going against the game. But yeah, one action that really pissed me off was when Michy Batshuayi went into the defense and had all the defense of Nantes and even the goalkeeper going towards him, leaving some like huge room to Thauvin, who was like 5 meters on his right, and he could have passed and that would have been a goal and everyone would have been okay with that. But no, he had to shoot like the fucking asshole he is. Look at your teammates, you dumb asshole. Like, I very much like you. I think we will regret you next year when you will be gone and we'll have given 40 million euros to the team because of the fact that you extended your contract until 2019 or 2020. But still, look at the fucking players. In Marseille, it's okay because we don't have that many strikers. But if you go in England and do that kind of shit, you're going to be a bench warmer. So yeah, what pisses me off is that Marseille with that draw are pretty much saved because well, the other teams would need to win every game to basically disqualify Marseille, and Marseille would have to lose every game. You know, because even with a draw, Toulouse would and with Toulouse winning all of their matches, which they might do. I mean, their calendar is way more okay for them than the calendar of Ajaccio, who just won against Bastia, and Reims, who is in a lot of trouble because they changed their coach after losing to Nice, which might be a little bit too late. You know, like this. The same goes for Toulouse. They changed their coach a little bit too late. Like the way they played against Lyon is the way they should have played the whole fucking season. But yeah, the match of Ajaccio was really good. Like I watched most of it and I was thrilled. You know, there's always this image of Corsican football, which is always going to be violent and there's going to be fights. But no, that was a very good derby, despite the fact that there was some heat at the end, some friction. It was very, very good ambience, and everyone was singing the Corsican anthem, and it was good. 3-2. I can only say that it's a good match, but as the coach of Gazelle Ajaccio said, if they need to score 3 goals every time they want to win, that's not gonna be easy. But yeah, so Marseille could lose all their matches, which would be a fucking disgrace because in those 3 matches there is Angers, which is pretty sure to be a loss because Angers has been on a roll, really. There's Reims, who is battling not to be relegated, so that's gonna be a lot of tension. And then there's Troyes, that should be a fucking cakewalk because Troyes is already relegated. They lost 4-1 to Montpellier at the first leg. They lost 6-0 to Marseille, and it shouldn't be complicated to get the 3 points. If they went as far as only getting a draw, and worse, if they lose, I will flip my shit. Yeah. But what do you know? Nothing really surprises me anymore with Marseille. But that would still be a fucking disgrace. I mean, I would be so disgusted by the fact that Toulouse and Gazelle would be relegated because they fought so much this season, especially Gazelle, who fought their darndest and had an undefeated streak. They went 11 matches without losing. Unfortunately, most of those games were draws, so that's not really great. That doesn't help a lot. But yeah, and Toulouse has been playing a wonderful game lately, and they are a great team, and they would need to remain in the top flight, even for the fuck of it, because they are one of the big cities of France, and not having a club of a city like Toulouse in the first division of the football league would be kind of a waste. People say that it would be completely ridiculous not to have the club of the capital, but then again, it would be ridiculous, ludicrous to not have a club from Marseille, from Lille, from Bordeaux, from Toulouse, from Montpellier, hell, even from Nantes, for all I care, in the top flight, because that's not rugby where where there is a more concentrated presence in the south rather than the north. Football is kind of universal, So yeah, and then well, Leicester won against Swansea 4-0, so they are well on their road to win the Premier League, and yeah, that's really great for them, really. So yeah, I said that first there was real football, and then there's virtual divegrass with the draw for the group stage of the 2016 Fortune Spring Valley Cup. A should be qualified for summer. You know, they are in a group with W, TRV, and INT. To me, the most complicated match won't be against INT, who are also relegated from winter, but against TRV, who, despite the fact that since their win in the 2014 Winter Cup, they have only won like 2 matches. They are still a pretty dangerous team. I mean, I would have given you some more insight if I had tested, but obviously I cannot test because my computer would explode. And I mean, I'm not saying that it pisses me off, but I hate to hear that once again SP is in a very favorable group, you know, a group that favors them and will probably getting together forever again, except that I mean the group of SP is like JP, V, and I don't remember the last team, but yeah, there's there's N. So it's very much a group of death because all those teams are pretty much of the same level, and as we've seen in the 2012-2013 Champions League, a group where all the teams are pretty much on the same level, could end with one team getting 0 points. Ha ha ha! Marseille, am I right? That could be SP. I hope it is SP. I am fed up with Together Forever, and with SP riding A's coattails for the promotions and bringing them down back to the babbies, just like in winter. Yeah. But then again, I mean, A's team looks ready to do all that. I don't know if we'll go far in the post group stage, in the single elimination matches. I just hope we go to them and don't get blown the fuck out by whatever team will lose in finals to another team who has handled the ball 90% of the time, like how to did to AN in autumn. That was terrible, and that was terrifying. Yeah. So after all the football, just one last thought. You know, I'm not someone who will spit on dubs. I personally like. I'm talking about anime. Dubs can be okay. The last dub I enjoyed was Kill la Kill in my language, because it was, you know, fairly self-aware, I would say, like the anime in itself. But yeah, before that there was Gurren Lagann and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. But Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is kind of, it's kind of a given because it has the same actors, the same voice actors as Fullmetal Alchemist, the 2003 series, because the studio, the recording studio, just fucked up by casting new people, and there was a lot of backlash from the fans, so they had to reach out to the original cast, which they didn't reach out to, it turns out, So yeah, but there I heard the a bit of the trailer for the dub version of the first movie of Madoka Magica, which is Hajimari no Monogatari, and I was floored to hear that Homura had a lisp, and I mean, it could be okay for dorky Homura, as she is in the first couple of time loops, but not for the Homura who is all warrior and I will save Madoka. Oh, being Madoka is suffering and all that shit. And that's kind of a thing I've noticed, a trend, if you will, in current anime dubs, which is the studio, the editors don't give a fuck. Like, they want to release that on DVD and Blu-ray, and because I think there's some kind of legislation that forces imported series to have a French version, they are forced to make a dub, and they want to save money, so they don't do stuff of great quality. And now I'm not talking about the way of they act, which can be okay. Just talking about the casting. Like, I heard the gangsta, the gangsta dub, which had a dude who sounded way too young to be Warwick. Like, he lacked at least 10 to 15 years in his voice, and I'm not saying that I could do better, but opinions are opinions, and I just think that in the original version, the dude who voices Warwick, I don't want to take any stab at who the Seiyu was, but he sounded way more mature than the French voice actor, and that kind of pisses me off, because it really sounds like, hey, we're releasing that to DVD, and if it gets a TV deal, well, that's just more money, I guess. That's kind of sad, and that's state of the industry. So yeah, anyway, see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. I wasn't going to say if you watched, but if you didn't watch, I'm not going to say thanks for watching. What the fuck am I doing? Right? Oh boy, it's all kicking off. I'm gonna go sleep.